Hey, how are you? Making a quick video here on how to follow up on leads. This is my process that I use and has been very, very effective for me, and I've had some great success. So I will give you my process step by step. I'll dive straight into it, and I'll also give you a few tips on what I suggest and why and how psychologically this helps close more deals. So let's dive into it. So first off, you got to start, you got yourself a quote. You got a lead, you got a quote, and the next thing is, okay, let's present the quote. So when you present that quote, what I do is I always use the same template. It's basically an email that I use, and I will pop it up right here or here, Camden, wherever you can do that. So what I do is I always present 3 quotes. So I know it's a little more time consuming, but you take your extra, couple minutes to run an enhanced quote, a standard, and then a basic quote. And I like to just package it in enhanced, standard, and basic. I do this for auto insurance, home insurance, mainly on the personal lines. Commercial lines, it's a little trickier because you can't be quoting different. I mean, you can do the same thing, but this is mainly for personal lines. So home, auto, I do like an enhanced, extra reconstruction cost, extra liability coverage, extra personal property coverage on the enhanced, and water coverage. And then, the standard has a little bit lower, and then the basic is just a bare bones, cheapest policy. So like I said, I'll pop it up if it's not already popped up. The reason for this, for the 3 quotes is, if you see this, car commercials do this all the time. They'll always present cars in 3s. The human brain is psychologically trained to like to see 3 different options. If you have 1 or 2, it's just like, well, that one looks good, but I need to see 1 more. Human brain likes to see 3. Enhanced, standard, basic. I've had great success with that, so that's essential. Another thing with that is the speed of it. That's why we use a template, because the template is already built in to talk about the different packages. It's already there to, introduce, this is the company, it's an A+ rated, it's an excellent carrier, etc., etc. You can get more of this on my processes and procedures. I have tons of email templates that I use in there. So also the speed, like I said, the speed of turning that around is key for the customer and also for any referral partner. The faster you get that back, the more sharp, and it's already just ready to go. It's just, you look sharp and the person trusts you. There's just a level of trust built there, and it just looks like you really went the extra mile and did your job. And that is essentially the key here, is trust in this business. So you want to also give that that customer or that referral partner about 30 minutes. What I do is I leave about 30 minutes for them to see the quote. When I send it over, I usually email it, and then I give about 30 minutes before I call them. You don't want to bombard them, like shoot them the email and call them 5 minutes later, because give them time to at least open it up, take a look at it, see if they have any questions for themselves. I usually give at least 30 minutes. And then I use the excuse, just wanted to give you a quick call just to make sure you got a chance to look at the quotes. Did you get it? Did you get those, Mike? Just say, hey, did you have any questions on the quote? He's going to be like, yeah, I saw him. And then say, Mike, do you mind pulling it up? Let's just take a quick look at it. Did you have any questions on the coverage? Anything any concerns, anything you want to consider, etc. So at that point, you always want to at least go for the close. Mike, did you want to get this? Can we get this going for you today? But you don't want to push too hard either. There's a balance, and then in sales, there is a balance on being pushy and also saying, basically, this is the message that's going on in my head at least, and maybe other people are different. It's, I really, really want your business, but I don't need your business, sir. Like, I don't need to be doing this, but I would love to earn your business. It's like this weird balance between the two. I think that is just this, that is the, abundance mindset. It's like, there's going to be more, I would love to earn it, but there's more out there. So another thing, after that initial call, let's just say you don't close there, you follow up every 48 hours. So I give 1 day. I don't want to call a person the next day, hey, Mike, did you see that? Did you get a chance to look at the quote again or think about it? You give them at least 48 hours. So I always wait a day, and then I go back the next day. So 48 hours, I'm like, hey, Mike, just checking back in. Did you have any questions on the quote? Can we get that going for you? And then I truly believe if you let a quote sit for more than 3 days, it typically starts to go cold and die. So don't let it sit for more than 48 hours. Give it at least 48, but then jump right back into it and stick around the same time. So 48 hours flat. So continue to do that until they buy. And you can also ask questions. Like at this point, this is if they're still dragging it out for whatever reason, if it's not like an escrow close or like, their renewal date's coming up or something like that, where it's like they have a reason why it should be pushed back, there's probably some type of, something that's not right for them. So that's the next thing you ask is, was there any, what's not right here, Mike? Is it the price? Is it the coverage? What are you looking for exactly? And then that's when you kind of start to flood out and kind of smoke out the objections. Like, oh no, Chris, it's the price. It's just too expensive. At that point, you can really start to, okay, let's see what we can do. There's monthly installments. We can do this. We can adjust coverage, et cetera, et cetera. And then always be assumptive. Also, when you're going in for those closes, was there any other questions, Mike, before we get this policy started for you? It's just assuming, like, we're doing this. That was a big shift for me. Once I started assuming that people were going to buy, that's when people started to buy, because they're just like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing this. Lead the dance. Like, it's a beautiful dance, and you don't want to rush it, but it's a beautiful dance that you need to lead and slowly and subtly bring it in and twirl them around and bow them down and boom, close the deal. That's my little dance analogy for you on how to close. Another great question, do you need a couple days, Mike, or did you need a couple weeks to think about it? Most of the time they're gonna be like, yeah, man, I need just a couple days. Okay, great, what day works best for you? And then other than price, what's not right for you here? So that's pretty much all I got. I hope that helps. That's my process. Always template, always present it. The 3s is one of the big things. That's a big key in detail that I don't know if other agencies are doing, honestly, and it's been working really well for me. People love to see the 3 options. They like to, get some explanation. Make sure you can explain the difference between the 3, no matter what product you're selling. So I do that. Follow-up is key. Speed is massive, especially with loan officers and real estate agents. They want that stuff quick. So be there on a Saturday. Be ready to turn it around. If they send it over to you, at least give them an acknowledgement, like, I'm going to turn this around right away for you. Let them feel like you're there, ready to go. So that's essential. And with that, I appreciate you guys. I'm going to do a giveaway as promised in some of my other videos. Today, I'm going to do a giveaway for the processes and procedures, which are updated. If you want to check them out on chriscostantini.com, feel free to check those out. But I'm going to shout out Your Arc Insurance. Sorry, I don't know your name. I think you told me your name at one point, but the owner of Your Arc Insurance, you get the processes and procedures. You deserve it. It sounds like you've been hustling. I think you just started up in recent years or months, I believe. And I always respect people hustling, starting up from scratch. These early years are rough, and you start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So hopefully that helps. I really appreciate you guys. Please comment on this. Say, what you want to see. What questions do you have? I'll answer them, and I'll make another video on them. And just my main number one goal here is to consistently bring you value and help you on your way to expediting your process to getting to the top, and sharing golden nuggets, like these little pieces of value that took me a while to figure out that now I realize work for me. So I hope they help you. Please comment, please subscribe if you're not subscribed, and we'll see you guys at the top. Keep hustling, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Peace.